Oh, I'm live. At some point, I want to actually take a decent thumbnail picture. God, I go 2 days without shaving, and it looks like I've been, I've tried out for Survivor, which of course I would never do. Hi there, my name is Ron Chuckett, and this is Retro Sports Network. And I wanted to do something for the new subscribers that we have for the channel. There's been a bunch of you the last few weeks, and I really haven't talked much about myself, and I don't want to do that during game action, and because that's just not what you're there for. So my name is Ron. I live in Burlington, Vermont. I don't know where the hell my cat is. And I created this channel, gosh, 3-4 years ago. No, maybe a couple. To do people started to watch some games that I was doing, and so I started uploading some games on a tape basis, and people politely applauded in that. And so I spent a couple years working for Fansided, and when that was done, I started to figure, okay, well, I have this channel I haven't used in forever. What should I do with it? And so my dear friend Al, Red Sox fan, said, well, you can go back and doing some games. I said, yeah. And he said, well, you should do them live. I'm not sure if I want to do them live. Oh, Ron, you should definitely do them live. Oh, Al was definitely right. I should do them live. And so we started with kind of, okay, you want a football replay? We'll give you a football replay. How about 1978? Well, we finished 1978. If you were with us last Wednesday night, you watched the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. I think I did 48 games over 20 weeks. That's a lot of football. And the channel has grown by leaps and leaps and bounds. And everything from that season is now in a playlist. So if you're really bored and want to watch over close to 60 hours of fake football, it's all right there for you, right from the first giant Buccaneer game with the screen not configured correctly on my streaming software, right through the professional championship, which the stream cut out with 2 minutes to go. That's just delightful and all that. So I wanted to take a few minutes to tell you who I am and what this channel's about, and I'd like to know what you would like to see more of on the channel. Our football season is done. We will do another football season come September. I will shave before then. Man, I look terrible. I know what season we're going to do, and I've talked with my sponsor, and he agreed to it. So I won't talk about it now. But we will do the same thing that we did this last football season. We'll go through and do the complete 16 weeks, 2-3 games a week, depending on matchups and all that. Starting Labor Day week, we will mirror the 2019 NFL season by doing a retro season from the 1980s. I'll at least say that. Baseball, we do 2 to 3 baseball games a week. I'm doing 3. The current plan is live stream at lunch on Tuesdays and lunch on Thursdays, and then a dinner primetime stream on Wednesdays. And we're doing the 1982 season, and thanks to some suggestions from some of you, we have exclusively 1982 pictures hopefully loaded and locked. And as I've made the joke already, if George Hendrick with the Cardinals comes out in a Cleveland uniform, I'm not responsible for that. I put in the right picture pack. So 3 games a week for that, and that should run all the way through August. But everything else I do is pretty much negotiable. I've been doing some college basketball on Saturdays. Did a doubleheader last week. The first game I thought was absolutely atrocious. Not that the game itself wasn't good either, but my call of it was absolutely atrocious. Trying to figure out how to make basketball work on this channel is difficult. David Little, by the way, is doing the 70-71 season, and I don't know what he's changed divisions around. I don't know if he changed the schedule around or not too. And those are fun to watch. And he's got logos and stuff. So I'm looking for suggestions on what you would like to see on this channel regarding basketball. Do you want me to keep doing college basketball? Currently, I have this hodgepodge of best of league from the 60s through the noughties. I think the Duke team actually goes through 2015 for All-Stars. And the ratings aren't great. I have some fun doing it. The Duke Carolina game I did the other day was better the second game, but I'm not sure that that's what people actually want to see. So I want to know, you know, what kind of college basketball you do want to see, if you want to see any, or do you want to see some NBA? I have not done team specific replays for any of the sports that I do, but if you actually wanted to see a team specific NBA replay or college basketball or what have you, I'm open to the suggestion. Like I said, a lot of the stuff we just do, A, because I enjoy it, but B, because I know that you like it. I was doing a hockey replay at some point, and that kind of fizzled out. Do you want to see Action PC Hockey on this channel? I did some inside the crease. I don't think that goes very well on video, but it does make well for cards and dice. And that's the other thing I try to do on Sundays is a specific cards and dice stream. It's obviously going to be a helper or computer port of a cards and dice game because I don't have an overhead camera to actually do a proper card and dice thing. But we will do some of those. In fact, Sunday we're doing the pre-play of the this year's Pro Football Championship. We'll be doing the Los Angeles Rams and New England Patriots from Atlanta. Sunday night at 7 is for Cards and Dice Sunday. But outside the baseball, I'm really not married to anything that I do on the channel. Football, obviously, when it's in season. So let me know. So I see a few people watching here. Let me know in the chat what it is you want to see. Do you want to see some what-if football games? Do you want to see more hockey? Do you want to see some pro basketball? We can pretty much do. We can do golf. We can do bowling. I gotta buy the stuff for the horse racing, but I think we'll do some of that at some point. This is as much your channel as it is mine. What is it that you would like to see on it? I guess is what I'm asking. We're gonna do the 82 baseball replay, and like I said, a football season come the fall of this year. But beyond that, what questions do you have? What do you want to know about me specifically? I come to this from a cards and dice background, played a lot in college. It's a lot more socially acceptable. It's okay now to do this. It wasn't necessarily when you were 18, 19 years old. It was rather geeky to sit down with your strat cards and to roll a baseball game, but we do that now. Oh, is anyone chatting? Hi, OG. How you doing, Phantomatic? So yeah. So what is it that you would like to see on the channel? And because there's a lot of new people subscribed that come through, what questions do you have of me? Pretty much everything's an open book. We don't really try to hide things. Doing some PR work for Dave Gardner. You can catch me on Wednesday afternoons at noon. Doing This Week in the E for the Eastern Massachusetts Roller Hockey League, and I'm enjoying that. And this week we actually interview somebody, I think for the first time on the channel. So we're doing that, and occasionally my friend Tony Whitehill comes on, and we do a rip off of Chat with Al called Friday Night Fun Time, and hopefully we'll get some others on there. But yeah, I mean, this is, do you have any questions? And what would you like to see on the channel? I mean, I think I went through before back in September and opened up all the games and said, okay, I have these seasons for this and this season for that. And that hasn't changed. And so I think pretty much have every 1975 or 72 season and up for hockey. I have a lot of NBA, pretty much from 79 to like 95. And the entire 1960s. That could be an interesting thing. For baseball, I have everything in every, I've also OOTV, which I really don't want to do on the channel. So in football, what if matchups would you like to see? I know that people like the football content on the channel, and it's been fun to do. And trust me, if the refs blow a call, you'll never see it, and we don't do any replays. How you doing, Max? I guess we'll start with that. I also want to bring up another point of, just in case anyone ever wonders, actually the OG, Devin and I talked about this once. I mean, there are divisions in every game group. If you are a war gamer, then other war gamers don't like you because you don't do this. You don't do miniatures, or you might only do miniatures, and you might make your own stuff, or you don't make your own stuff, or you only PC war game, or you only do the hex thing, or you might only do advanced squad leader or whatever. And there seems to, as this community kind of grows and tries to find a place for where everyone fits, my philosophy is that there's room at the table for everyone. I'm not going to call anyone out and say this, that, or the other thing, but there's plenty of people who are now streaming, PC sports games, and there's room for everybody. I mean, if your thing is 1950s baseball, then we'll promote each other's 1950s baseball. Or if your thing is single wing football, if you're a fan of Sammy Baugh, then I want to know about it. I want to get your channel promoted and other channels promoted. I mean, Al, who really is the father of this movement, has got, from comic books to talk of Game of Thrones to Star Wars stuff to the stuff that I do. I mean, it's there. I'm doing just fine, Max, except for the fact I need to shave. It's just not very becoming. Looks like I've been taken hostage by my cat. She's not off camera. So what do you want to see, and what channels do you want to help promote? This is, my job is to entertain, and if we connect more of you together, then the better. But have you got any questions besides how I'm doing? Let's see. This week in baseball, we're going to do, I'll contemplate on that. Let's see. Tomorrow is Philadelphia and Montreal from the Olympic Stadium. And then the Wednesday primetime game is going to be Kansas City and Detroit, all from that Wednesday of the third week of the season. I think it's like the 21st of April. And then the Saturday game you'll see Thursday will be, it's not St. Louis this week. It's Oakland in California, because that's the champions of the American League West in 81 and the champions of the American League West in 82. So before Billy Ball heads south and they suck and all their arms kind of fall off, because that's what happened. There are lots of new subscribers. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed. It really does mean a lot to have people who sit there and watch. A special shout out, as I said, to Dave Little, with a sports simulations group on Facebook, which allows me to post my stuff, has given it in front of a whole new audience. To everyone who has commented either positively or negatively, and much of it, more of it's positive. Thank you very much. That's greatly appreciated. And for people who have given the suggestions, I and just overwhelmed by the positive reaction. But yeah, let's try to grow all this together and do what we can. And of course, support others in the community. So if you're a big fan of dead ball baseball or 60s baseball, Clinton Parks is who you should be following. If you're a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, you Beatles eternally. Also does some great tutorials on Action PC Baseball and some OOTP, along with some all-time Pirate stuff. Al. You know what Al does. OG's a war gamer. He does a lot of stuff. I can actually watch some of his stuff. Stratomatic Delaware, Chris, who's my 10-pin views. Doing some bowling and does everything. In fact, we're going to get together and do some Dungeons and Dragons, I think, in a couple of weeks with ID Jester and her program. What are we going to use for the championship pre-play? The teams are out for 2nd and 10. In fact, the 2018 season has been released for 2nd and 10. And so we're going to use that. So it's even going to be less of a visual thing than we do with the Action PC. I'll be honest, the OG says, not a fan of basketball in any form, and college sports makes my brain cells commit suicide. I used to be a huge college football fan until all the conferences started to merge together, and it became pretty. No, and that's what I want to know. And not everything is going to appeal to everybody. Um, but I want to make sure that what I do appeal is going to, is finding an audience. And I understand that basketball on the computer is hard to do. College basketball just has to be shorter than the NBA. But no, but that's right. I did ask. But some people seem to like it, and I've really enjoyed Dave Little's pro basketball. He's got the headphones on, and you can see him calling the game, and it's like if somebody had put a camera in front of Dick Stockton or Marv Albert, and you're watching them call the game. You don't want that because I'm just going to, here, there, and everywhere, and all you see is bald spots or hair or dandruff, and that's not what you want to see. Okay, what would you like to see more of, OG? But yeah, so Max Cornelius is going to be, like I said, 2nd and 10 football, which is actually a very good game. We have not done that as cards and dice. It does have a cards and dice element. The game is the second generation. Well, that's actually the 10th or 12th generation of the computer game. But it comes from 1st and 10 football, which was originally a pure cards and dice and chart and more charts and printing. And I think every game is like 10, 15 pages of stuff to look through, and it plays much better computer. As Devin will tell you, trying to play football in a charts and cards and dice environment on the computer takes forever. It really takes forever. Yeah, Dave, I figured you would love more football even in the off season, and I think we'll probably do some what if matchups until we get back into football season again. I know somebody wants me to do a 2007 Lions and 1976 Bucks game. And so that's why I've tried to avoid doing that. Yeah, and I think Dave's right. I think football and baseball action PC work best for watching. I just haven't done enough of the hockey. I think the action PC hockey is better visually than the inside the crease stuff. I actually bought the 93 season and have enjoyed playing that. It's more of a thing. And I want to do a little more bowling too, but that's rolling the dice and that's more of a Sunday thing. I think with golf, I've tried to come up with some ideas in my head, Devin, and how I would do that. Now that football season's over, I don't need to compete with people for what they want to watch on Sunday. I almost did the game. Yeah, you said you hadn't felt all day. That's not good. Whether I do just like the final round of 5 tournaments or whatever, I have a 45, the all-time 45 players. No Spieth, no McIlroy, because they haven't been released into the All-Star Golf Decade set yet. We'll probably try one of those. It won't be this week, but it will be soon. Just kind of take the last group around shot by shot. I mean, it won't be quick, but it's golf. And if it's close, or if it's Tiger versus Jack, I think people will watch. That sort of thing you can do on tape. But yeah, any other personal questions? Reasonably so, because like I said, a lot of you have joined in the last month or two, and I've talked about things before. Within reason, I'll answer. Okay. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, baseball is going to be 82. I'm sure Dave will say, "Can you do this and do that for football?" We'll do. I don't know if we'll do a weekly game in the off season, but at least a couple games a month, just to keep it fresh, so I don't sound terrible come September. What else? Like I said, just go ahead and ask. Instructional stuff. What would you like to see on the channel? I promoted Dave and I's show for Wednesday, and of course, Devin and I and Al and a boatload of others, of course, do chat with Al on Saturdays, and I fell asleep last week. And I guess Devin did too, or Al did too, because there was no chat with Al. And so I've learned more about Star Wars and Game of Thrones, and not that I'd ever would stop to watch the stuff, but I at least know that the Starks are bad or whatever. All right. So I guess that's about it, unless someone else has any more questions. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to work some more golf in. Mr. Utah Michael, I think it's now Sports Time Machine, is doing some bowling. Oh, Starks are not bad, just stupid. Okay, that makes sense. Oh. Let's see. Have I plugged everybody? I think so. So yeah, I know that basketball's not everyone's cup of tea. I might do a hockey game this Saturday just to see. And just for giggles, is there one particular season you'd like to see something from? I think I've every hockey season that Dave's made since 70. Well, there's like one season missing. It's like 84, 85. Don't ask for a game for that. But beyond that, I'm interested. Like I said, what more would you like to see? And let's see what else. It's cold here. Wind chill. We're still under a wind chill warning. It's like 40 below this morning. We finally broke zero about 1:00 this afternoon. It's exciting as anything. We got 16 inches of snow, so I can't go anywhere. All right. I'll give another moment or so. So yeah, so there's baseball coming up. I'm not sure what I'm doing for Saturday, but yeah, I mean, I did actually read the directions for the title bout too. Not sure I understand them all, but we'll probably whip off a fight sometime this week for that. Hopefully, Al will do that because he's a lot better with that than I am. Okay. Anything else? I don't know where the cat is. But first of all, I just want to thank all of you who do subscribe for doing so. It does mean a lot. Hopefully, we deliver content that you like to watch. And as always, let me know what you want to see. We'll experiment with some golf. I did a Skins game that did reasonably well. Maybe 88 for hockey. You know what? I think that was the season I was doing. I think I did a couple of games for that. So I think we'll try a hockey game on Saturday and see how that goes. I'd like to do some sort of basketball, maybe not married to any particular thing. That might be the one I do a particular, basketball or hockey might be just one I do a particular team for, and not do like a game of the week like we do for baseball and football. Because for me, that's more enjoyable to play because I know that's how a lot of you play replays by yourself, is for whatever team. So, all right. Well, thanks so much. Like I said, leave comments in the comments for what you'd like to see. Baseball returns on Tuesday at noon. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I don't know when we're going to be doing Dungeons and Dragons again. And so, as I said a bunch of times, thanks. Hit that like button and subscribe, and thank you so much. And we'll talk to you tomorrow for baseball. Until then, have a good night.